All right, hello, bosses and bossettes. I'm coming to y'all with a touchy subject. Nothing bad, nothing good. It's just something that I want to discuss. Another topic for discussion, another video to view, another open-ended question. How do you feel about dating someone with children? I myself had a child when me and my son's dad got together. And I was a single parent to her. And even though we have had our ups and downs within our relationship, we've said some foul things to one another. We've gotten real ugly with each other. She still views him as her father, and he still views her as his daughter. So whenever we do speak and he asks how the kids are doing, how his son and daughter are doing, both of our kids are mentioned in the conversation. So, whenever I met him, he knew about her. There was no secret. There was no being left in the unknown. Like, it was full throttle. Like, this is what's going on. This is my situation. Because it needed to be understood that my time has to be delegated to my child before anything. So, he also has two other children outside of our relationship, which I do have a good relationship with them. And we've met. They've met my daughter. We have a good relationship. There's no confusion. There's no nothing. Like, they're my babies, just like my baby is his baby, So together we have 4 children. I'm the kind of woman who, whenever it comes to dating someone with kids, I ask about your kids. I, ask, how was your relationship with your kids? If I see a relationship or the lack thereof going on, I encourage my significant other, person I'm dating, whatever you want to be called. I encourage you to have some type of relationship with your kids. I don't just leave it dry. Like, there's no way that we can be together and I have kids that have a relationship with their mom or their dad, whatever the case may be. Like, there's no way you are laying beside a man or a woman every night, and you don't try to. I'm not saying that you have to parent them so they'll be a parent. I'm saying encourage that they be involved in their children's lives. Like, I'm not the kind of parent who's like, well, at the end of the day, as long as he's involved with my kid, I don't care what he do with his own kids. No, you need to be a parent to all your kids. Like, I'm the kind of parent who is like, okay, you got kids, we doing this together. Like, okay, I'm taking my kids to Chuck E. Cheese. Would your kids like to come to Chuck E. Cheese type of situation? Like, that's how I rock. I'm not no bitter. I'm not with the bitter baby mama, bitter baby daddy, beefing baby mama, beefing baby daddy. I'm with if you the girlfriend, if you the fiance, if you're coming in to be consistent, if you're coming in to be a positive addition into my child's father or a child's mother's life, and they are no longer with the person that they made that baby with, it's not my job to make you pursue a relationship with your child, but I'm definitely going to keep a watchful eye if you don't do it. Like, if I don't see you I see you money touching your pockets, but the first thing you go do is buy alcohol or weed, or you buying the latest J's, or you supporting whatever habit you may have, be it a drug addiction, a gambling addiction, a food addiction, addicted to women, strip clubs, all that. Like, if I see you portraying that kind of behavior, I'm either going to encourage and motivate you to do it. And by do it, I mean, go spend time with your kids. Go make sure your kids don't need nothing. Like, oh, my baby mama's going to spend the money is not an excuse. If you got one of them type of baby mamas or baby daddies, go buy what your kids may need or ask them what they need and go purchase it and then give it to your kids and keep the receipt. But flat out being with somebody who was just not doing for their kids, like, we can only use the excuse so long that I didn't have a mother to raise me. I didn't have a father to raise me. Nobody taught me how to be a mom. Nobody taught me how to be a dad. Because I could give that excuse day in and day out. But I don't. I put on my big girl drawers when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. And I rode that wave by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, her dad got into, like, we weren't together. Like, I got pregnant. And we maybe were together 2 months into the pregnancy. And that was it. Like, he was doing his own thing. He was living his best life, I guess you could say. And then ended up going to prison. Then got out, and I mean, like I say, he chooses not to be active. It ain't that funny. I'm not going to say it again. Good. They was not doing all this before I started recording. And they not watching nothing hilarious. They watching Ladybug and Cat Noir. It ain't that funny. But you know, like, I motivated him while he was incarcerated. Whether we were together or not. But after so much disrespect and ignorance, I just stopped talking to him. When he got out, sometime before I met my son's dad, I would tell myself, you know what? I'm going to just thug it out. When he get out, we're going to do this. When he get out, we're going to do this. And I met my son's dad, and it was rocky. We fell in love, and we've been going back. We've been doing this on and off for almost 4 years, a little over, maybe 5 years now. Well, my daughter will be 7 in January, so that'll be 5 years for sure. Because I met right after she turned 2. So, but, you know, I still, wanted to be able to, and I wanted to be able to be a motivational person for him, like, you know, helping him build a resume, just trying to be there for him, you know, bringing when I moved back to the city that we live in, bringing my daughter around when I could, like I said, because even though he's out, I'm still conducting myself as a single parent. Like, my son's dad does stuff for my kids, and you know, make sure my kids are good. My feet are swollen. You know, I solely have my children, but like, my daughter looks to my son's dad as her dad, and you know, I don't, like I said, I take it for what it is. It is what it is. You can't cry over spilled milk. You know what I'm saying? But whenever he has these girlfriends, like, I've dealt with the girlfriends thinking that I was jealous of them, or I've dealt with the girlfriends feeling some type of way about me because, you know, whenever me and my baby daddy whenever me and my daughter's biological dad are on good terms, like, you know, we can talk, we can kiki, we can ha, you know, whatever the case may be. And a lot of girls he dates get offended by that. Or they feel some type of way. Not his baby mamas, because I ain't got no beef with none of them when y'all cool. But they, you know, feel some type of way with that because they think it's flirtation. It ain't. But, you know, he got a different, every time I look up, he got a different girlfriend. I'm not downing him. I mean, if that's how you want to roll, do your thing. But, I live in a city where he's well known. And if you know him, you know who the mother of his children are. So, and even if you don't know who we are, you find out rather quickly. Because it's somebody who's going to tell us, a friend of a friend of a friend is going to let you know, like, oh, boom, 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 blah, 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 whatever. So, you know, I mean, like, we have each other on Facebook and all that, social media, all that. And I'm just like, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold as well. Summer cold. And, like, I be wondering sometimes, like, what be going through these females' mind. Like, I don't solely blame the female, you know, and I mean, not just him. Like, I have people on my Facebook page, my social media pages, who have kids who I'm friends with the mom and the dad, and the mom is in a different relationship, and the dad is not active, or the dad is in a relationship with someone else, and he takes care of the kid, and the mom is just inactive. Like, I see it on both sides, and I just wonder, like, how can you go to sleep with, kick it with, hang out with a person, and not ask about their, like, not be questioning them about the well-being of their kids. Like, I know you got kids, like, for only for so long. Like, me, my son's dad could tell me, oh, my baby mama don't let me see my kids. My baby mama don't let me see my kids. But if I don't ever see you, which is not the case, but the only way I would believe such a statement is if you were putting in the effort to call, the phone, text, show up, let it know, like, hey, I'm just trying to see my children, and you ain't getting no type of interaction. Now, to me, that shows I don't want you to see your kids, or I'm not trying to deal with you, and not dealing with you means you can't get with our kids. That makes sense. But just flat out verbalizing, oh, she won't let me see my kids, usually follows with some type of lines of, oh, she mad because I don't want to be with her, or she mad because of this, that, and the third, when in reality that's not always the truth, but it usually follows with such statements. But even then, like, as a woman, why wouldn't you push for him to see his kids? Like, because if it was me, I'm like, okay, then, babe, you need to do whatever you need to do legal to be in your kids' life. Like, what is the judge saying? Have y'all gone to court? Y'all done did these DNA tests and all that? Like, what have you done in order to be able to see your children or your kid or whatever the case may be, however many you got running around? And then I will go from there. I'm not finna sit here and pass judgment on a woman who, at the moment, from where I'm sitting, is taking care of her kids without your help. Whether she got a boyfriend, because I've heard that too. Well, you got somebody taking care of the kids, so you don't need me. That's not your place to make that decision. Like, that's like me saying, if me and my son's dad just cut each other off, and he got a new girlfriend, to say he had our kids, oh, well, I'm gonna be a deadbeat mama and not do nothing for my kid because your girlfriend doing everything. You see how stupid that sounds? Like, that sounds ridiculous. And so, like, I want to know, I want the opinions of men, women. If you've been in the situation, let me know. Like, what is your opinion on dating someone with kids? Like, at what point do you say you need to step up and be a parent? At what point do you say, like, you should spend time with your kids? Like, we together every day, or we live together. Like, at what point do you draw the line and say, if you ain't gonna be a parent to your kids, like, I can't entertain this relationship because you're now showing me that if we get pregnant and things don't work out, I could potentially be out here raising a kid by myself. Like, and like, single parenthood is not for everybody. That's how these kids are getting drowned. That's how these kids are getting beat to death. That's how these kids are ending up in CPS. That's how these kids are becoming statistics, especially in the American community. Like, nobody wakes up one day and says, oh, I want to be a single parent. And like, I support married households. I support positive co-parenting. And I especially support my single parents because I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed enough to have somebody who accepts my daughter. And like I said, we may not be perfect. We have problems, and I publicize those problems and kept some stuff in private. But at the end of the day, like, I know if I call, that man is coming to make sure my kids are safe. My daughter had a whole surgery, and I notified both. I call them both. I call her biological dad, her dad, and I call her father. And when I told both of them at the same time, same day, like, this is what the doctor's saying, blah, 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 this is what's going to be done. So you are now notified. Her father, my son's biological dad, took off work and drove over almost 6 hours to come be with my daughter when she had surgery. Came and bought her stuff for Christmas. Showed up on my birthday the day before Christmas. Actually, the day before that. Kept them. You need a break, you do what you do. Don't care what you do. Get my kids. And I gave them. Like, she wanted to go. Like, Mama, can I go with my daddy? he brought her sister. They brought their sister. Like my mom going with my daddy. My sister is with my dad. Can I go? Yeah, you can go. He about to come see them. He was gone out of state, but as soon as he touched down, he's supposed to be coming to see them before he goes back to where he is. But like, there's no excuse given. Like, that man asked to see these kids, and as long as I can make it happen, yes, I'm using the camera to part my hair. As long as I can make it happen, like, I'm like, if you gotta come to my job to get them, come on. He asked, he was like, can I come to the job and pick them up? You sure can. And if you decide to stay in town, you sure can. Take them and keep them. I love my kids to death, but I don't never see when he's around, I do. Like I said, we live in 2 different cities, so he works and does stuff, so, I just prefer my kids to be with me, and he understands that. And when I need a break, he comes through. But, like, I just really want to get other people's viewpoint, because it's like a controversy thing. Like, people have their opinions about, because it's always the baby mama. It's always the baby mama. People always pointing the finger at the baby mama, the person who's up when the baby is sick. And I'm just saying, we have a few fathers out there who are active, whether they're with their baby mother or not. And then we have some that are just complete bogus. Like, y'all out here living like y'all ain't got no kids. And you got to be living good to do that, because you ain't got no responsibilities. Like, like, I just want y'all's opinion. And before I get some ignorant person jumping in the way talking about, well, my baby mama, my baby daddy got me on child support, so I don't feel like, no, baby. Because I've already did a rant on child support. Child support is for the child, and child support is only distributed whenever there are funds to distribute. Let me say that again. Child support funds are only distributed whenever there are funds to distribute. So if you are not paying child support, your baby mama's not getting, or your baby father's not getting child support, okay? It's just a debt being racked up in the system, and whenever they get tired of that debt growing, they gonna put you in a little roundup list and you're going to jail. Okay? Unless you sign your rights over, and then you still owe it. You still owe a debt. So either way it goes, you stuck. But like, child support is not an issue to not be in your kid's life. Like, if I was on child support, I'd be like, I pay your child support, but I for sure want to see my kids. Like I said, that should not motivate you to want to see your kids. You should want to see your kids regardless of whether you on papers or not. So, excuse me, I'm not on my glasses off. But I'm dropping all my social media sites. You can leave comments. You can inbox me on my sites. Follow me, share, like, support. I just put my hand all in that. Thank you. I love you guys. Continue being the bosses and bossettes that you are. Grow me. Grow our community. Like, share, support. I love you too, baby. I gotta go because I gotta tame my head. I gotta get up for work in the morning. These kids gotta eat dinner. It's time for me to go.